Welcome, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Man, this case is crazy, bro. I'm completely at a loss. I've never seen anything like this, but let me say hello to everybody because I don't have that many people in here today. Probably because everybody else is live right now. Cindy Smith, Sports Time Machine, Erica, Archimedes Girl, Lovey Bugs, Sam B, Pandafied, Squirrel Dive, Mrs. R&B, Island Girl, Cherry, what's up? Sugar has sass. Shelly, I already said Shelly. Amy Jade, Twisted T, Firestarter, Road King, Can I Rescue? Tony Damien, Debbie Disrocher. I don't know. Did I say that right? One of those times. D. Marie, Jilly Bean, The Look of My Life. All right. I think I'm all caught up. Davis. Is today Friday? Really? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, today is Friday. Crazy. All right. Sup, Evelyn Who Dat? Yeah, I imagine everybody is pretty irritated right now, considering everything that's going on, because the latest news is that Big Brian the soy boy has vanished. So 1 minute they know where he is. Next minute, they don't know where he is. So, some interesting stuff. Earlier, the police supposedly had entered the Laundrie home. I like to say Laundrie. They entered the Laundrie home. And I've heard rumors that there was somebody stuck something in his pocket or something that, possibly her phone, but I don't know. There's a lot getting thrown around, and then there's some TikToker who's claiming that her and her boyfriend picked him up hitchhiking. I don't know how I feel about that, because if he came back with the van, what's he doing hitchhiking? What's he? That makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense at all. Yeah. So the big concern right now is that since Brian has gone and flown the coop, the big concern is that he is going to do himself in, as it were, or hurt himself in some way in order to not have to talk. The truth is, and I hope he doesn't, but he doesn't strike me as the type that has the testicular fortitude to do something like that. He doesn't strike me as that type at all. He strikes me as the type that is going to do whatever he can to get people to see him in this situation as the victim in some way, shape, or form. Now, if that means hurting himself in some way, possibly, sure. But I don't think that I think he's the type of person, and I use that word loosely, I think he's the type of douche that would basically is sitting around and waiting for mommy and daddy to somehow make this all go away magically. That's what I think. That's totally the type of person he strikes me as. He's very much a little labia boy. I do not think that. Nice, Davis. I mean, at least Watts lied. You know what I'm saying? At least he gave us the opportunity to stand up in front of a bunch of cameras and give us the opportunity to be like, this dude is lying. This guy's he's stonewalling everybody is what he's doing. That's all he's doing. That's all he's doing. He's just stonewalling. But now he's on the run. Okay. And I don't know, man. Listen, Brian, Big Bry. Listen, it's not going to be hard to spot a little balding 22-year-old, 23-year-old, however old you are. It's not going to be hard to spot you, dude. Just turn yourself in. Tell this family where their daughter is. Like granola bender. Yeah, he doesn't have the stuff. I don't think he's got the stuff. Now, all joking aside, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go over yesterday the Petito and Schmidt family lawyer, or Petito or Schmidt family attorney, has made a statement from the family to the Laundrie family, and we're going to go over that right now.
I'm Rick Stafford, and I represent the Schmidt and the Petito family. I have a letter that they wanted.
Sorry about the volume, but
to Christopher and Rebecca Laundrie, and I'm going to read it at this time, and then I'll take limited questions. Christopher and Rebecca Laundrie, we are writing this letter to ask you to help find our daughter. We understand you are going through a difficult time, and your instinct is strong to protect your son. We ask you to put yourselves in our shoes. We haven't been able to sleep or eat, and our lives are falling apart. We believe you know the location of where Brian left Gabby. We beg you to tell us. As a parent, how could you let us go through this pain and not help us? As a parent, how could you put Gabby's younger brothers and sisters through this? Gabby,
great question.
With you for over a year. She's going to be your daughter-in-law. How can you keep her location hidden? You were both at Jim and Nicole's house. You were both so happy that Brian and Gabby got engaged and were planning to spend their lives together. Please, if you or your family have any decency left, please tell us where Gabby is located. Tell us if we are even looking in the right place. All we want is for Gabby to come home. Please help us make that happen. And that was from Jim Schmidt, Nicole Schmidt, Joe Petito, and Tara Petito. At this time, I'll take some questions.
Rick, what do you make of, or how is the family feeling about the release of this body camera video that shows this fight between them?
The family's not going to discuss any facts or anything to do with the relationship between Gabby and Brian. They were asked by the FBI to not discuss that.
Did they talk about how they feel seeing their daughter?
Listen,
she's obviously upset on the video.
The family is devastated. Every day that this goes on, they get more and more desperate. They're at the point that desperation is turning to anger. They know that the Laundries know where their daughter is, and they will not tell them. That's infuriating. Yes.
I completely agree. Absolutely infuriating. Just for the record, also another development is that the murder in the double homicide in Moab, that is not related. The police have come to the conclusion that these two cases are not related.
I'm not going to talk about what the FBI is doing and what their investigation is. All I know is that the FBI and the law enforcement agencies that are handling this are the best in the country, and I'm sure they're doing a great job.
When did you last speak to the Laundrie family, whether Brian, Chris, or Roberta?
I know they reached out on Friday the 10th, and I believe again on the 11th, and the Laundries refused to answer those. They stayed silent. And as you know from the Northport Police Department's press conference, I think it was yesterday, that Brian was back in Northport, Florida on September 1st. So that was over a week later. And
Can you provide a little bit more of a characterization of what the message was to the Laundries at that time?
I will not.
Mr. Sauer, just to get a little bit of a timeline, how long was the couple on Long Island before they headed to Wyoming?
Now, another interesting thing, understand the last text message received from Gabby's phone was on August 30th. And in 2 days, within 2 days, Brian appears in Florida, in his home in Florida, with the van. Now, so there's just no way. Now, Gabby's mom does not believe that that was Gabby texting her with that, because the text supposedly said something to the effect of "no service in Yosemite." But we're talking about it's. There's no way he could have made that drive in 2 days. There's just no way he could have made that drive in 2 days. It's too long of a drive. Yes, and I do know that he is missing. Debbie Dahl, thank you. And I don't like to say missing, okay? Gabby's missing, all right? Let's be clear about that. Gabby's missing. She's 22 years old. The height is 5'5", weight 110 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes, and last seen in Wyoming's Grand Teton National Park. Now, the interesting thing is people keep saying Brian's missing. I just don't like to use that word. Technically, sure, I get it. But make no mistake, yes, he's hiding. He's running and hiding like a coward. And it is vital that law enforcement finds his location because, A, like I said, we don't want him hurting himself. And because we need him to talk. Now, do I give a rat's ass about his life? I do not. The only reason I give a rat's ass about this guy's life is the fact that he knows, and he's the only one that knows where Gabby is and where Gabby was last. So I want answers from this douche. He's hiding like a coward. What's up, Mexi? All right.
I know they were out here. Gabby's brother had a graduation from a local high school, from their school, and she came up for that to spend time with their family. And then I believe on July 2nd, they began their trip.
When did the parents become aware of the incident?
I'm sorry.
The incident on August 12th.
I'm not going to discuss when they became aware of the videos or anything to do with the videos. Thank you.
Were they aware of the incident? Were they aware of the incident at any time with August 13th, 14th, 15th? Were they aware that that happened?
Again, we're not going to discuss anything about that incident. We were asked by the FBI to not discuss it.
Okay, in regards to the presser today,
Give us the latest on him. Is he working on some type of a search? A bridge search?
Jim Schmidt is out in Wyoming, as you guys know. He felt he needed to be there. We have family in New York and in Florida, and he felt he needed to be out there to be the contact person as well as to do what he can out in Wyoming. I'm not going to get into his specifics, what he's doing, but again, the whole Petito and Schmidt family is doing everything they can to find Gabby.
in regards
Yes.
to the Florida presser, the police chief will be that today. He said that Laundrie's lawyer provided some property that they requested. Do you know anything about that?
We don't know anything about that. Again, I'm not going to comment on what the police are doing. I know they're doing a great job. And I just hope everyone, again, pulls together and helps us find Gabby. And again, from what I've been seeing for the last few days, everyone is doing that, but Brian and his family.
In regards to the questions they were asking about ADD, not ADD, the mental OCD and the conditions or the disorder that she was referring to. Is there any comment on that?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Remember the August 30th text?
Thank you, Irish Eyes.
I'm not going to get into the content of the message. I believe that's out there. It could be, but what I will say is that the Petito and Smith family don't believe that message was sent from Gabby.
And this is not that they were engaged. We've heard kind of varying things, but according to the letter, they were at the time of, as of 2 weeks ago, were they still engaged?
It's my understanding they were engaged, and I know they decided with the pandemic they couldn't have a wedding or the wedding they wanted, so that was put on hold, and they decided to go on their trip instead.
And was the plan eventually to drive back in the van? I know Portland, Oregon was like, I think one of the final destinations. They mentioned maybe California and the Bodycam video, but was the plan to always come back in the van together?
From what I know, they were going to go to Oregon on by October 2nd, and they were going to spend time there. I don't know what they planned on that afterwards, but I do know that since they were supposed to be out there till August 2nd, Brian's family knew that when he showed up on September 1st, that, they knew that was against their plan. And again, when the police showed up over a week later, they already had an attorney's name and contact information for the police. So again, we're asking the Laundrie family to come forward and tell us what you know. Tell us at least where to look.
And with the August 30th text, I know you can't say what it is, but what about it made it pretty clear to the mom it's not her daughter? Was it just not the way she usually speaks? Can you just characterize it a little bit?
I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to say the family doesn't believe that was her with the text. Anything else? Thank you very much, guys. And I do have copies of the letter, and I can hand them out.
So, you're
All right, guys. Let's see, Irish Eyes. Wonder why the parents are just now disclosing that they have not seen Bryant since Tuesday. Anyone else think that's odd? I mean, the whole thing's odd. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. The whole thing is odd. Their entire approach to this entire thing is odd. It's I mean, now saying that that they haven't seen him since Tuesday is ridiculous. And they're disclosing this now just to give them a head start. Now, why would they do that? Why would they? I mean, are they even? Is the Laundrie family even trying to talk sense into him in any way, shape, or form? I mean, this is what's bothering me the most. This is what's getting on my nerves. Is these parents seem to just be enabling him. So I got all my devices here, like visible. Yeah, his parents seem to be just simply be enabling him, and this is. I can't see how this is healthy. I mean, the more this happens, the more I blame the way that they bring this kid up, for whatever his actions are. I blame them. I blame them for raising him to be such a coward. I mean, this doesn't make sense to me. The idea behind parenting, in my personal opinion, is to teach your children and prepare them to be independent. Okay. Now, when you do that, You have to teach. There's no way you can properly teach a child to grow up and become independent without teaching them about accountability. You cannot do it. It can't be done. There's no way. So I have, I am of the firm opinion that they are just as responsible for what's going on here. You know, I mean, I wish I knew the circumstances. Of course, we all do, of what actually happened to Gabby. But based on what we watched on that body cam footage yesterday, I saw somebody who thinks he can sweet talk his way out of anything. He pretty much did. He almost had his girlfriend locked up for domestic violence. He almost had his girlfriend locked up. She was the one crying, shaking, freaking out. He was smiling, calm, cool, making jokes, kissing the police's butt. And, you know, this is all a product of upbringing. He's probably been handed everything his entire life. He definitely has the air of entitlement. And nothing that has got to be the thing about somebody. That has got to be the character flaw that a person would have that irks me and gets on my nerves more than anything in the world is entitlement. You are entitled to nothing. You are what you put work into. You were entitled to that. And you're still not even entitled to it because guess what? Bad things happen in life. Sometimes you lose. Life isn't fair. Sometimes you work as hard as you can. You work harder than everybody else and you don't get what you want. This kid has no concept of this at all. I don't get any vibe that he has any concept of this at all. And if he's a person of interest, they should have had eyes on him. I agree. Now, as far as that goes, yeah, I can't argue with that. But the thing is, what we have to understand, guys, this is this is a true crime case like any other. But we've never had a person of interest behave in this manner since I started YouTubing. I'm kind of blown away by it. Now, yeah, I sorry, it's hard for me to find words sometimes because I've never seen anything like this. And the entire country is on fire about it. Every news station is talking about this. Every news station is talking about this. And it's real simple. Where is Brian? Because he's the only one that knows where Gabby is. He's the only one that knows what happened to her. And the thing is everybody now let's do this the old-fashioned way instead of me having to take the time and make a poll. Type a 1 if you think that as soon as he lawyered up, he should have been placed under arrest. Type of 1 if you feel that as soon as Brian Laundrie lawyered up and decided to invoke his Fifth Amendment right to stay silent, his constitutional right, I don't know if it's a Fifth Amendment right, but his constitutional right to stay silent, he should have been arrested. Type a 2 if you don't. See, guys? Now, you guys are going to get mad at me. You guys are going to get real mad at me because I don't agree with you. I agree with D Homies and A Look of My Life and Pamela Smith, Flower Child 66. I agree with them. And the reason why I say this, guys, for those of you who are not new to my channel, you know how I feel about these things. You know that common sense dictates in these cases. You have to understand, police, when they make arrests, it is only a means to a conviction. Okay? What do they have? They don't have anything. You can't just take away someone's freedom to interrogate them and grill them. Okay? He's not a terrorist. This isn't Guantanamo Bay. This is you can't do that. So they don't have anything to arrest him on. They just know she's missing, and they know that he came back without her. So they get one shot. They get one shot because they don't know anything. They don't know what happened to Gabby. They don't know if she's alive, if she's dead. They don't know anything yet. So you can't just arrest somebody on a hunch and then hope that they'll confess. It just doesn't work that way. Because if you go to court with what they've got now on him, then he's going to get acquitted. And then double jeopardy law dictates that he can't be tried again for the same crime. So an arrest is merely a means to a conviction. And right now, they don't have anything to convict him on. And that's the unfortunate reality of this right now. That is actually what makes this so frustrating. So I don't think that the police and the FBI are handling this irresponsibly, aside from the fact that they don't know where he is now. After telling the public that they did know where he is, now they're saying they don't. I don't like that at all. But as far as arresting him and holding him, well, you can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, shady behavior is not against the law. And here's the thing, you don't want to arrest on shady behavior because that's all you're going to get a conviction on. Maybe. So he gets a conviction on shady behavior. Well, that's not going to be much time, is it? Because I don't think that law enforcement believes that she's alive. I don't even think that her family believes that she's alive. I think they want to believe it, but I don't think that they actually feel this is a reality because they haven't heard anything from her. I mean, and everybody's talking about this. Of course, Nancy Grace is going to talk about it. She's going to be on like 10 o'clock on Sunday, Eastern time, I think. I mean, I could just see it happening now. I could just see it. I could see Nancy Grace going off about this. You need to bring her home. What kind of horrible person? What kind of a son of a gun manages to do this to this family? I mean, she's just going to go off looking like she's smelling a fart the whole time. And I'm going to be like, this is a circus because this is a circus. Everyone's live about this right now. Everybody's live about it. Josh is live about it. At least he was. But what's funny is I don't like Nancy Grace at all. I don't like Nancy Grace. But a lot of people love her. And I get it. But I mean, what's funny is I know I'm going to love how she handles this, because my problem with her is she is part of the whole stirring things up, making somebody look guilty before you have any proof. But this guy's definitely guilty of something. You know what I mean? He's definitely guilty of something, or else he wouldn't be shutting down the way that he is. So this guy deserves a Nancy Grace reaming. He totally deserves it. And I'm actually going to enjoy hearing it. For once, I'm going to enjoy Nancy Grace. For once. But oh man. Now this is a little off subject and it's a little tasteless though. But right now, you know that Critical K is sitting somewhere right now hating the fact that she doesn't have a channel. Right now, Critical K is losing her mind because she can't capitalize off of this in some way, shape, or form. Right now, there's no YouTuber victim blaming. And I wonder why that is. Oh my God. Yeah, she's losing her mind. She's losing her mind. She loses her channel, and then the next Scott Peterson happens. Yeah, exactly. Because you know that's the angle she would go. It's her MO. It's her MO. Yeah, I'm gonna find some more footage here. Let's get some let's hear from Gabby's parents. Oh, calm down, Phantom of Many Topics. Relax. Okay? Relax. I love telling people to calm down because I know that makes people mad when you tell them to calm down. I'm calm. I'm calm. Who cares? It's fucking Gabby. Okay. Relax. We're getting there.
Cole Schmidt and her stepfather, Jim Schmidt. Also with us, Gabby's father, Joe Petito, and her stepmother, Tara, is with us. Nicole, let me start with you as a mom. I'm just trying to stand back, and as a parent myself, I have a son and a daughter. Trying to put myself in your shoes. It's impossible. Believe me, I understand that, and I'm very sorry to all of you for living through this. I'm trying to understand why this boyfriend, ex-fiance, ends up back at his home in Florida and will not tell you where he last saw your daughter. Why won't he? Why any human being with a soul would be doing everything possible to help you get the answers to find your daughter. And every day that passes, now it gets more difficult, doesn't it?
It's scary and heartbreaking. I don't know how to describe it, to be honest with you. We are running out of time, and we're scared for Gabby. We think she might be in danger, and we just want him to talk. Just tell us, where was she? Where did you leave her? You know, I wanted to just know what happened.
You know, because
I'm getting angry
it's a decent thing to
now at this
do.
point, as you can tell, I'm beyond frustrated. You know, as a mother to another mother, I beg his mother to make him speak, or at least for the parents to say something.
Yeah. Let me go to Joe Petito, Gabby's dad, and let me ask you, Joe. You asked the right question. You want to ask the boyfriend, where did you leave Gabby? Where did you last see her? Now, you suspect that this August 30th text was not actually sent from Gabby. Why do you suspect that? And what has been the outreach to this young man and his family in terms of, will you please help us find our daughter that you were with and you took her van home?
The outreach is, I think, 350 million plus people asking, where's Gabby? I mean, everyone's asking. You got one person not doing it. So, in all honesty, we're all trying to find.
Hold on. Julie Witterman, I know this is from yesterday. I tried to pull it up yesterday, but it wasn't up yet. We're just discussing. We know I've already caught up on all the developments. So just so you know, Julie Witcherman, I'm speaking in all caps, everyone, by the way. That's how I talk to Julie Witcherman. Yeah, we're already, I've already gone over all the updates. But I think it's important to hear the family and what their opinions are and what their thoughts and feelings are on all this.
find the answer, and the only person who knows it, is sitting over in their house over there, and you can't have a more frustrating situation. I mean, think about it. Look where we are. Everyone's sitting here trying to bring Gabby home, and the only one who doesn't care is the one who's supposed to care about her the most.
Did you reach out to his family and say, can you ask your son to help?
Okay, sorry guys, I was frozen there for a second. So,
you're asking the right questions, and we've reached out. I mean, we've reached out. I can't even tell you how many times in the media, and now we're asking everybody, to continue looking, because obviously the three people that live in that house just don't care. They can put whatever statement they want out. At the end of the day, they do not care.
That's
it's
it.
As cold and as cruel as you could possibly be.
Absolutely.
And they're over there. And so the rest of us and the rest of the country are doing everything they can. I get emails from strangers I've never met, dying to hell.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
As a father, I'm so sorry. Nicole and Jim, let me ask you, why do you believe the August 30th message was not sent by Gabby? And do you have any evidence? So do you know where that ping came from? Because you can track where text messages actually originate from.
I'm sure the FBI has that information. I'm hoping they do. We know as little as you at this point, but I know my daughter, and if you do the math, we know that she didn't send it because he was home September 1st, and they never went to Yosemite. They never had plans to go to Yosemite. So it's obvious.
Interesting.
Yeah. And have you, I don't know if this young man's mother's alive. Is his mother alive? Did you ever reach out to her and say, can you please help me find my daughter?
Yes, I reached out to her on Friday the 9th.
That's a great question.
10th,
Good
I'm
grandma.
sorry.
Give me 1 second. Let me highlight that and answer that. It is not Brian's right to obstruct justice. You are absolutely right. And it is a crime. And he probably is, he is obstructing justice. Absolutely. But the thing is they know that he's behind this. I believe that law enforcement, since they see him as a person of interest, they don't know what happened to Gabby, but they can't believe that she's alive. I don't believe that they believe that she's alive. So if you charge him with obstructing justice and that's it, they can't hold him on that. You got to think about the due process that goes with that. If he goes to court for obstruction of justice, he'll probably get out on bail and then he'll take off, and that's all you can charge him with. They want to charge him with more than that. If they want to get him, they want to get him with something bigger than that. But you're right. I do understand that the first instinct people have is, arrest him on something. There's got to be something you can arrest him on. Sure. You just can't hold him for certain things. And I mean, what good does that do? You know what I mean? What good does that do? He's already shut down. He's already lawyered up. So if they interrogate him while holding him under an obstruction of justice charge, if they interrogate him with that, well, he's not gonna be interrogated because he's already lawyered up. So he's just gonna keep quiet and do whatever he's doing.
I texted her. I'm worried about the kids. I haven't heard from them, and I got nothing. Called, left messages, got nothing.
She won't even call you back.
Nope.
And Joe and Tara, you've reached out. They won't call you back?
No.
Wow.
We called on the 10th. I can't tell you how many times we We sent text messages. We're worried. We're calling the police.
Unbelievable.
I mean, if someone texted me that they're calling the police because they can't find my, my son, I'm gonna drop whatever I'm doing to call me back. But I guess it's evident how they run their household compared to 350 other million people in the country.
Right. I love this guy.
She knew her son was home at that time.
I'm sorry, Tara?
She knew her son was home at that time when we were texting her. At that point, we didn't know that he was home.
Joe and Tara, what do you make of the video that was released from the police? This encounter, they said it was more emotional and not physical. I guess they didn't see any signs of any physical altercation. Could you glean anything from that video?
Listen, I myself couldn't bring myself to watch the whole video, but that's me. All right. And I understand a lot of people have seen it and all that other stuff, and I get it.
Hey, Joe,
really what that does is that I get it, but it distracts from my main focus right now. That video does nothing to help me find my daughter.
There you go.
Because that was on August 12th. I last spoke to her on the 21st. So anytime after that, when Nikki spoke to her, anytime after that is where we're concentrating on. So that video is as whatever you want to call it, as it can be, distracts from everything that we're trying to do. We're trying to find Gabby. That video, we got contact after that. So to me, at this moment, that video doesn't mean as much as it is to her location.
Well, you asked the fundamental questions. Where'd you leave Gabby? Where'd you see her last? Nicole and Jim, let me ask you, have the police gone over that van with a fine-tooth comb?
I believe the police do. They have it in their possession. I believe they've done whatever they had to do with it. Again, we don't have a lot of information on the investigation itself. It's a very fluid, very moving investigation. Unfortunately, we wish they could divulge information to us, but they can't, and we understand why.
If anybody has any information, please contact the FBI. I want to say to all of you, I'm sincerely sorry.
Man, Gabby's so lucky to have
give the information you need.
Both sets of parents,
hey,
care
Sean
so
Hannity
much
here.
for
Hey,
her.
click here to subscribe.
They all seem very well-rounded people. It's interesting. I love that the stepfather has Jim Schmidt. I love that he's taken the initiative to go to help with the search and be a direct contact and be that go-between between law enforcement and the family and whatever is found or whatever clues they find or whatever, any developments. So for him to be boots on the ground out there, much respect to Jim Schmidt for that. Yeah, I mean, that's a total double-edged sword right there, Val-El. That's what's bugging me too. What's really bothering me about this is now there's going to be, well, Boys Boss. Occam's razor. I agree with that probably, but not Yosemite, because apparently, according to Gabby's mom just now, she says that they never had plans to even go to Yosemite, that she doesn't believe they were even ever in Yosemite. So yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But now, there's a lot of talk of, this dad. If I'm this guy, I even heard a dad, there was a family driving up and down, driving up and down the Laundrie street in a golf cart, protesting, saying, tell us where Gabby is. And they interviewed the dad who was driving the golf cart, and he's basically saying, well, if it were me, I would be breaking down that door and I'd make them tell me where my daughter is. Now, a lot of people feel this way. And I'm sure that's something that Gabby's dad is thinking about. You know what I mean? But the thing is that's not going to do any good. He's going to catch a charge for it, right? So what good is he going to be to finding his daughter? And B, all that's going to do is somehow or another victimize this family in some way, shape, or form some more. I don't think that he wants to give them that satisfaction. That right now, I guarantee you that Brian is sitting somewhere feeling sorry for himself and acting like, oh, woe was me, the whole world is against me, they just don't understand me. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, all you got to do is do the right thing. Brian's parents should know better. Brian's parents should absolutely know better. And I believe they do know better. They're just choosing to do something really awful. And they're putting this family through hell. Ramsey, you never have to apologize in here, man. Come on. I mean, yeah. If I had to guess, he's probably got the resources to leave the country. And that's probably what he's done. I mean, and what is this? What does that say about how this kid feels about his family? You see what I'm saying? Like, does he not know? Like, there's people camped outside of their house, screaming and yelling, holding signs. People are protesting. And absolutely, they should. They absolutely should. I watched some live footage earlier today, and there was a police officer talking to the crowd in front of the house. He was standing in front of the Laundrie house, and he was trying to talk everybody down and going, hey, this isn't helpful. The profanities and whatnot, they don't do any good, blah, blah, blah. No. I say, get more people out there. That's what I say. Don't break the law, but exercise your right to free speech and free assembly. Because if this guy has the right to keep quiet, well, then people have the right to speak up about it. If he wants to exercise his constitutional rights, the rest of us should exercise ours. That does not make him a victim. That does not make his family victims. I think absolutely everyone on that street should be exercising their constitutional right to form an assembly. Absolutely. I mean, harass, no, but absolutely make yourselves and your presence known in front of that house. I absolutely and totally concur with that. I completely and totally condone it. I get a lot of compliments on this shirt. Somebody else just said something real nice about this shirt. I always brag about this shirt too when I get compliments on it. See what it says? See, it says Riot Fest 2016. I got to see, for the first time in 30 years, I got to see all original members of Misfits, except for the drummer. But the first time in 30 years that Glenn Danzig fronted for the Misfits, which was pretty amazing to see. And so yeah, I had to get a shirt. Yeah, I had to get a shirt. But, it wasn't like we missed out because of the drummer, because it was Dave Lombardo playing drums. The drummer from Slayer was playing drums for Misfits, which was pretty awesome. Amazing. So that was in Chicago, 2016. Anyway. Come get it, Jim Perry. Well, Ivan the Great, yeah, the whole world's talking about this case right now. And I mean probably quite literally the whole world at this point. I mean, definitely every news station is talking about it. Every news source is talking about this. So yeah, this is definitely the highest profile case since Scott Peterson, I think. This is already way bigger than Watts, because no, except for local Colorado news stations, no national news sources were ever really talking about Watts. It was all, tabloid. But I mean, Fox News, CNN, everybody's talking about this case. Josh from Dad Challenge podcast isn't even a true crime channel, and he's talking about this case. And he's doing a great job. He's doing a fantastic job. And I mean, what's happening right now, here's something that's going to make a lot of people mad, but I have to say this. I have to speak up on this. This is off the subject a little bit, but as I'm watching the news, trying to keep myself informed on the Gabby Petito case, as I'm watching the news, I'm also watching this incredibly huge blunder by our commander-in-chief. And this is going to make a lot of people mad. But let me ask you something. If somebody orders somebody to get killed, and instead they kill 11, I believe, innocent people, wouldn't they be brought up on charges? 7 of them being kids? Wouldn't they be brought up on charges? So by saying that our commander-in-chief made a blunder is an understatement. What I believe is he committed a crime, and he should be held accountable for it. Yeah, it's not a whoopsie thing. 7 kids from a drone attack. 7 kids, innocent kids. And nobody's talking about it. There's no reprimand for it. Now this isn't me being political. I want to be very clear about that. This is a true crime channel, and a crime took place. Okay? Just because it happens to be our president doesn't make it less of a crime. You have a responsibility. This is America. We protect the innocent here. You don't kill them. Yeah, I'm aware of that, Val-El. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right. Let's see if we can find some footage of Gabby's of the Laundrie house. Yeah, I'm not seeing any live footage of it right now. Yeah. And as far as COVID goes, I don't know if you guys saw my community post. So, um, just again, a little off subject here, but I live in Tennessee and I live in Knox County. Okay. The mayor of Knox County here, if anybody here is an old school wrestling fan, is Glenn Jacobs. And Glenn Jacobs is none other than the big red machine, Kane, right? So Kane is the mayor of the county that I live in. And if you look at my community post, I posted a letter that he wrote President Joe Biden, and I love it because I told you guys we're not doing COVID here. We don't do COVID here. We don't have spikes. We don't have spikes in our in the cases or deaths. That's not happening. And Kane, Mr. Jacobs, mayor of Knox County, wrote a letter saying that the mandate of 100 workers or more having to get vaccinated in the workplace, President Joe Biden's executive order to do that, he respectfully said that we will not comply. We will not comply with that mandate. It's just not going to happen. This is how we've been handling COVID. And okay, sorry. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Exercise. Eat right. Nobody's telling you to do that. Now, you know, the whole thing is, you know, I'm just not, I, there's a member at the gym that I go to, and she's in her 50s, and she's ripped, right? I mean, she's muscular and ripped. She goes in there and she just hammers out workouts, right? And she's like an alpha woman, totally. And she's super cool. We chat all the time, and she tells me that her job is now making everybody take this vaccine. And if she doesn't, they're going to fire her. She's been with this company for 20 years. Now, the interesting thing about this company is that this company, and I don't know exactly what it is that they do, but they have something to do with the AI that is used in development of one of the vaccines. So basically, it's kind of like, well, you know, you work someplace. Yeah, you can work here and we're going to pay you such and such, but you have to wear our uniform and you have to buy the uniform. You have to pay for it. So basically they're treating this vaccine like a mandatory uniform that they make you pay for. And she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to do. And I think that's horrible. 20 years she's been with this company, and they're just going to throw her away like garbage if she doesn't get this vaccine. Is that liberty? Is that fair? Yeah, so it's just really irritating. Here, let me pull up this footage real quick. I mean, this is like 3 hours worth, but this isn't live. Okay, so this is when the police entered the Laundrie home. Now this, what I was watching, this had 27,000 people watching. It's crazy. Everyone's following this case. Now, I don't know how well off these people are, but let's get a view of the people.
This is pertaining specifically to new developments in the case of Gabby Petito.
So, as you can see, I mean, there's a lot of people just gathered outside the home, protesting. I mean, look at all these people. I mean, dude, they're on. Oh my God, they're on the lawn. Now, technically, you can't do that. Do that. You need to back off into the road. You know, and just somebody yell car, like if you're playing street hockey, somebody yell car when a car comes. That's how you should be doing it. I appreciate that, Jen. I just, yeah, I'm flabbergasted at this family. I want to see if we get. I want to see if we can get some updates. Because everything I've got here is like 10 hours old. Okay, so here's the New York Times. 35 minutes ago, okay? So this is the newest, what I have here. And the headline here says, the parents of person of interest van mystery say they haven't seen in days. The police spoke with the family of Brian Laundrie after his fiancee, Gabrielle Petito, disappeared on a cross-country trip. The parents of a Florida man who has been declared a person of interest, quote unquote, in the disappearance of his fiancee told the police on Friday evening that they had not seen him since Tuesday, a police spokesman said. The police made the disclosure after detectives went to the home in Northport, Florida, that the man Brian Laundrie, his fiancee, Gabrielle Petito, had shared with Mr. Laundrie. Mr. Laundrie's parents, Mr. Laundrie's family had summoned the police to the home. Josh Taylor, a spokesman for the Northport police, said on CNN. So Josh Taylor says here, they are now claiming they have not seen their son since Tuesday. It is another story for sure. You think? Why didn't you guys know where he was? And he said he could be anywhere, he said. Later on Friday night, Chief Garrison said on Twitter, the conversation at the Laundrie home is complete. Once we have the details, a statement will be made. We ask for calm. While the officers were inside the home, people outside had shouted insults at Mr. Laundrie and yelled, "Where is Gabby?" I mean, rightfully so. Rightfully so. I support every single person that's following the boundaries of the law. I support every single person that's out there, excuse me, that is exercising their right to assembly and protest. I support every single one of them. If I was in Florida, I'd probably be there too. Yeah, I remember Perfectly Imperfect. I talked about that. I mean, but yeah, that's like so far. I think it's over here. I mean, you see the cops here. They're let's see. Wait, was somebody like leaving? Oh yeah, look. Oh, let's get audio on that.
Return. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to ask our team members here. I know we have some members of the newsroom here. Maybe we can get that clip of when they were going through the Ford Mustang here in the driveway, and we can pass along that information to you, or that video. We can watch that video here together and pass along the information. Maybe we can look a little bit closer as to what was being taken out of the vehicle. We are live here without a break of any kind here. So I'll stay here with you live, folks, to answer your questions. And again, one more time, all lights here at the scene have been powered down, because the last thing that you want to have happen is activity at the house and then your lights go out because you don't have power. So all the lights that have been set up here for news crews are powered down right now to conserve battery for that moment when something does in fact happen. So it's dark right now.
Which is about to actually.
Lights up, you know something's happening here because news crews spotted something. So, they're powering up. Look at that. I swear I didn't plan it. Let's listen in.
Where's the audio? That sucks.
What do you have to say? Where is Gabby? Say something. Everybody here is waiting. This is your community. This is your community. Norfolk police, say something. Say something. Say something. Police, say something.
Yeah, this is driving me crazy because there's no audio. Oh, you know why? Because one of my speakers doesn't work in my headphones. Wow. Yeah, like how do these people do this? I mean, and how do you? This is what I want to know. Like, what kind of a douche is? What kind of a douche is this Brian dude? Knowing that his parents are going through this, you know what I mean? Like I could never put my mom through anything like this. There's no way that I could ever put my mom through anything like this.
Yeah, no. What was it? Yeah, I mean, I got them getting in the car and the car driving by. How about you? I saw you pop out. Yeah.
Yeah,
You had to.
I got them from now.
Yeah.
I've got Avis's down there. So.
Yeah. I saw. Yeah.
I'm glad you guys can hear this, but it sucks that I can't. And I can hear the dude talking when he's talking. I just can't hear what's going on here.
Oh, you're on it. I'm on it. We're all on it.
I mean, totally. Yeah.
Officers leaving the scene here of Brian Laundrie's family's home here in Northport, Florida, continuing to listen in.
Oh, wow.
Your cards.
Well, I don't know if you're trying to finish that sentence, but Shelly's Beth, what they're doing is I played earlier some footage from when Gabby's parents were on Hannity yesterday, and they were saying that they've been frantically trying to contact Brian's family, and they won't even take their calls.
Is what I couldn't get. I think you were there. Yeah.
All right, some news chatter there from our crews there in the field trying to just decipher what exactly just happened here. And what we know is that officers left. We don't know at this time if all of the officers left, but it certainly, as of right now, multiple officers left the Laundrie home. So we can't say that all of
Now I can hear.
Right. Yeah, JB. And I know you said it was a couple of days ago. Actually, I know this all seems like a area between Wyoming and Florida that they were already battling with. And now this element added to that, of course, they had been pleading with Brian Laundrie as well as his family to give them any information that they have to help to be that puzzle piece to help find Gabby, or at least, get a better idea of exactly where they might be able to find her. And now, hope for that piece right now is kind of gone until they are able to locate Brian.
Allison Henning reporting for us at the house. As a reminder, the latest on WFLA.com is breaking development, the latest in the search for Gabby Petito. But now it is a dual search, a search for Gabby Petito and a search for Brian Laundrie.
Which limits the resources of finding Gabby that much more.
For us.
Yeah.
Newscast, is that correct?
Nico Clemens is working on that right now. We were kind of holding the scene down here to make sure we didn't miss anything. So we've got our camera set up. I'm here just watching, just in case something happens.
Okay, so we'll stay here with you live, Allison. And
that would be a step closer to finding Gabby. And unfortunately, JB, as you mentioned, it feels bleak. It really does. It feels like a step in the other direction in terms of finding Gabby. So, obviously we're going to keep a really close eye on it out here from the scene. Obviously staying in touch with Northport PD and see what developments we can hear from them. Obviously they will be having some sort of update for us here once they are ready for that. But in the meantime, I think they're just asking for patience as they kind of process what they're getting, into their
yeah,
right now,
like this is the most hated family in America right now, without a doubt.
Allison Henning reporting for us
without a doubt.
WFLA News Channel 8. And of course, her latest reporting on WFLA.
Like, without a doubt, that this is the Laundrie family is the most family in America right now, without any doubt at all. And I mean, I can't say that I blame everybody for feeling that way. I mean, I don't hate nobody. You know what I mean? But do I think what they're doing sucks? Yeah. 100%. Oh, totally. Totally. I mean, do you realize, yeah, this is gonna ruin their lives. I mean, I can't think of anybody in their personal lives, friends that are being supportive of them. I can't think of anyone that would be supportive of them. You know what I'm saying? I can't, like, if I was friends with this family, I'd be like, you all suck, man. You guys need to do the right thing here. You know? I mean, let's see. The parents didn't ask for this, and nobody outside the bullhorns would try to force their kid to talk against the advice of their. Okay, now I love comments like this. I love them. Okay, I know the parents didn't ask for it. Everyone knows the parents didn't ask for it. Nobody cares about what they asked for, what they didn't ask for. What matters is how they're dealing with it currently. And the fact that they are choosing to not have any regard for the torture that this family is going through, the Petitos and the Schmidts, the torture that they're going through is inhuman. And all they have to do is speak up. That's all they have to do is speak up. If you defend this family, you're scum. In my personal opinion, if you defend this family's actions, you're scum. I get that they're trying to protect their son, but their son needs to take accountability. They need to teach their son something about accountability, period. The parents didn't ask for this. Well, too bad. Too bad. All right. Sit down, shut up. Pie whack-it, Peggy. Whatever the hell that means. Sit down and shut up. Yeah, right. Right. Even Ronnie Watts even told his son, you gotta do the right thing. Deemer, thank you so much. Yeah. I don't care what he has the right to do. I do care about that. And I would do everything to protect his right. Absolutely. He absolutely has the right. I'm a firm believer in due process. But do I think that he is right? No. 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 This family deserves closure. If he did something, he needs to take accountability for it and face the consequences. Yeah. Okay. First of all, like, I love when people comment in my chat and they're not listening. They're just talking, but they're not listening. I love that because, and I'm being sarcastic, I don't love it. I think it sucks. I think it's insulting to me and it's insulting to the rest of my chat when you make comments like this. I do nothing. I literally just said that I would protect his right to do what he's doing. I'm not saying that his right should be taken away. I'm saying he needs to be a man. He needs to be a man, take accountability for what he's done, whatever that may have been, and give this family answers and hopefully closure. Nobody's saying, oh, you shouldn't have the right. You shouldn't. No, nobody's saying that. Okay. So take your little John Wick reference handle and sit down and shut up. Yeah, good question. Exactly. Exactly. There is a moral and ethical response. Does he have the right to do what he's doing? He absolutely does. But does it make him a douchebag for doing it? It absolutely does. Does it make his family douchebags for doing it? It absolutely does. No, I love that. Totally irrelevant to what the hell we're talking about. Totally irrelevant to what the hell we're talking about. Like, yeah, she lived there for a year, dude. She lived there for a year. She's engaged to be married to their son. And they're talking, and they're not talking, but they're behaving as though they don't care anything about her. Do I believe his sister when she said that she hasn't even spoken to him since he's been back? Let me try to find that sister statement. Okay, now we're on to something here. Minutes long, if it ever.
Tonight, the interview that is raising questions and raising eyebrows in the case of a
Is this going to be a pain in my butt?
missing young woman from Long Island, Gabby Petito, on a cross-country trip.
This is just going to buffer. Super annoying.
Trip with her boyfriend disappeared last month. The fiance and his parents are clamming up, but his sister is speaking to cops and the FBI and speaking out in an interview with ABC News. Long Island reporter Kristen Thorne live in the Suffolk County hamlet of East Islip with the story and details. Kristen.
Bill, the last time we were able to speak on camera with Brian Laundrie's attorney here in East Islip was 2 days ago. We have not been able to speak with him since. Police say at this point they do not believe that there is any criminality involved in Gabby Petito's disappearance. And Cassie Laundrie, who we spoke exclusively with here at ABC, says she has told police everything she knows. In an exclusive interview with ABC, Cassie Laundrie says she hasn't spoken to her brother since he returned to their parents' home in Florida.
I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him.
Laundrie says she's told police everything she knows about her brother, Brian Laundrie, and his fiancee, Gabby Petito, and their cross-country road trip.
I've cooperated every way that I can. I wish I had information or I would give more. This is all I have is I gave to the police.
Petito's father says he isn't sure Cassie Laundrie is being fully transparent, given the fact that her parents and her brother haven't said one word to police.
I'm hoping that the pleas and the begging and the community and the, entire damn planet knocked some sense into her where she's like, I gotta speak.
Police in Northport, Florida, where the Suffolk County natives had been living with Laundrie's parents, are continuing to put pressure on the Laundrie family today by doing more media appearances. But the family doesn't seem to be budging. Neither does Brian Laundrie, who is in a known location to investigators in Florida. Police say
He's
they're
not,
still
though.
processing whatever
This
they
is
found
old,
in
so
the couple's camper van.
except he's
Laundrie
not.
and the van were in Florida for more than a week before anyone even knew Petito was missing.
We've been able to
buffering.
Definitely get some material out of that van. We are certainly not at the point of revealing some of that was.
Cassie Laundrie told ABC it was not uncommon for her brother and Petito to fight. Yesterday, police in Utah released Bodycam video of their response to a 911 call for an argument between the two near Arches National Park in Moab.
What's going on? How come you're crying?
I'm just crying. We've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
Laundrie had scratches all over his upper body. Petito was determined to be the primary aggressor.
I mean, don't say it like that. He had scratches all over his upper body, like he was attacked by a mountain lion or something. Come on.
Like a sister, and my children love her, and all I want is for her to come home safe and sound, and this to be just a big misunderstanding.
Petito is believed to be missing in Wyoming.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. I mean, supposedly she's cooperating with law enforcement. So if she's cooperating with law enforcement, I would imagine she's probably telling the truth. Dude, I have a booster and it doesn't work nearly as good as me plugging directly into the router, which I have now. So that's as good as it gets. Yeah, what I don't believe right now is the hitchhiker story. I don't believe that that he was hitchhiking and this girl picked him up. I just don't buy it. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. They probably will. Somebody in chat actually mentioned that they would use that body cam footage in court against her or to defend himself. If they end up finding her or whatever, he could probably try to use that body cam footage as leverage to claim self-defense. Now, if this dude, okay, if this douche tries to claim self-defense, I'm gonna shit a Miata. I swear to God. I'm not gonna be able to handle it. I don't even know, Crime Stalker. I don't even know, but you're probably right. But this is the only computer I got. So it is what it is. I still don't buy it. Why is he hitchhiking? What's he doing hitchhiking? He had the van. Why is he hitchhiking when he had the van? Makes no sense. Thank you, Perfectly Imperfect. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Yeah. Hey, starry-eyed. Bye. Um, let's have a little fun. Let's have a little fun. Do I have a description of Brian? Yeah, he looks like a if he wasn't balding, he would have a man bun. That's my description of Brian. Well, I mean, and I'm obviously joking, sort of, but I mean, there's that body cam footage. There's plenty of pictures of him. He's a tiny, little, pathetic excuse of a man. He's a tiny, little, pathetic excuse of a man who has no sense of accountability. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, Patty Whack. I'm thinking the same thing. Oh, Patty Whack, thank you. Appreciate that. Yoga granola crunch and SOB. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Dude, if this dude claims self-defense, I swear, dude, like I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. That's gonna be what's gonna just put me over the edge. I mean, that was the thing is these cops were like, they were ready to take her to jail. And I think the one cop was kind of leaning that way just to like get his reaction. But I feel like he would have communicated that with the other cops, which he didn't do. But he did speak up towards the end, and he was just like, listen, if oh, welcome, tax girl. Right on. That one cop was just like, listen, I don't feel like, I mean, what good is it going to do taking this girl to jail? You know what I mean? Like, she's 110 pounds. She's obviously scared. You know what I mean? And if she's, oh, snap, Irish fan. I'm sorry you got pulled over. What's crazy, yeah, and I mentioned this yesterday. What's crazy is if the worst happened, if the worst case scenario took place, then her getting arrested, the irony that her getting arrested could have saved her life. Oh my gosh. What do you got here? All right, I'm going to read a statement. Thank you, Cherry K, for this. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Hello. Hello. Right. I got this little thing right here. Oh man, Cherry K. I got it. I see it coming already. Yes. I got this little thing right here. The glare 2021, the troll 2021. Right. I got it. I got Josh with that earlier. I was in his chat. He's like, "What's Will saying?" And then he read it out loud. It was funny. And he was like, Will. It's funny. The troll strikes again. All right, so I'm going to read this thing here. The Northport Police Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigations are currently searching for 23-year-old Brian Laundrie of Northport. The attorney for the Laundrie family called FBI investigators Friday night, indicating the family would like to talk about the disappearance of their son. The family now claims that they have not seen Brian since Tuesday of this week. Brian is described as a white male, 5'8", 160 pounds, brown eyes, short brown hair, trimmed facial hair. Last seen wearing a hiking bag with a waist strap. We understand the community's frustration. We are frustrated too. For 6 days, the Northport Police Department and the FBI have been pleading with the family to contact investigators regarding Brian's fiancée, Gabby Petito. Friday is the first time we have spoken with investigators in detail. It is important to note that while Brian is a person of interest in Gabby's disappearance, he is not wanted for a crime. We are not currently working on a crime investigation. We are now working on multiple missing person investigations. The Northport Police Department is actively looking for Gabby, Brian, and any information surrounding this case. Please continue to utilize 1-800-CALL-FBI. Okay. Yeah, it is insane. It's completely and totally bananas that it's now a multiple missing persons thing. And who knows what the parents told the FBI. If I had to guess, I'd say that he threatened to hurt himself in some way, shape, or form, and that they should be concerned about his life and his own safety. So now he's a missing person. Now he's managed to twist this to where he's a victim too. And I call total BS on it. Well, that's the catch-22 here. This is what makes the Gabby situation even worse. Picking my wedgies. Don't worry about Brian frying Gabby. I understand that. And I understand that being the first thought. But you have to also think that Brian is the only person who knows where Gabby is or what happened to Gabby. He is the only person. So unless he told his family, and his family are just keeping their mouths shut, but he's the only person. So now, in order to find Gabby, it's just as vital to find him. You see what this little douchebag has done? Just saying what? Yeah, Gabby knows also. Just saying. Like, you think that sounded smart coming out? Did you think that sounded intelligent? The girl has not answered any text messages. She hasn't answered her family. She went from FaceTiming her mom 3 times a week, on average, 3 times a week, to completely and totally disappearing off the face of the earth. So don't come to me with, well, you know, she knows where she is too. Because the whole hoax thing, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Not at this point. Like, she's an aspiring YouTuber. She's planned on making her life extremely public. All of a sudden, she's going to completely do a 180 as far as that attitude goes, and then decide to disappear off of the face of the earth after wanting to actually become a known personality on YouTube. She went from wanting to be a known personality on YouTube and wanting to and having a close relationship with 2 different parental units, sets of parental units, I should say, because she's obviously very close to her stepfather and she seems close to her stepmother. And she's clearly has a father that loves her and cares about her, and has a mother that loves her and cares about her. And all of a sudden, she's just going to, out of the blue, decide from wanting to be a known personality on YouTube to not wanting to know anything at all. What's up, Diane?
Hey, what's up, Will? How are you?
I'm good. Where's that little twang?
It's in West Tennessee. West Tennessee. West Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm
yeah, like they're not. Y'all aren't doing COVID over there either, are you?
Nah.
Nah, yeah,
Nah.
don't do that.
No, hell no. No. We got Jack Daniels and moonshine that kills everything. They fine. We're good. We're good. Everybody has a skill shit. We all be safe. No, seriously. Okay, can I? Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, what's on your
mind?
mind?
Cuss word, is that bad? If I say cuss word, is that bad?
No,
I'll try not to. I'll try not to. This is the biggest load of bullshit. I'm gonna tell you what. If I was Gabby's mama, and I don't know if I can watch this case because I swear she looks exactly like my daughter. Exactly.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you what. I would go in that damn house and they'd tell me where my child was. I'd go to prison. I don't give a damn. But by the time the police could get to me, nope. And the same way with that Summer Wells case. I'm gonna tell you what. Don, hey, give it up. I'm telling you, you don't mess with Southern women. You don't.
Clearly.
And it's ridiculous. I'm a bitch. I am. I mean, But this is ridiculous for those people to not say, and you know they know. Hell, they hired the damn attorney for him. He ain't got a pot to piss in. He's living with
Yeah.
his parents and his girlfriend. They can't even hire an attorney?
Yeah. I mean, come on.
And seriously, what? Okay, I swear, love my child. God, take my eyes if I'm lying. But I'm going to tell you, if she did something, yeah, come on, boo. We're going to get an attorney, but she's
I mean,
going all this way.
unless he's responsible for whatever happened to her, he would not just lawyer up and clam up.
Exactly.
And he sure as hell wouldn't be on the run right now.
Exactly. And hey, what? He's on the run with no money? Really?
No.
Exactly.
His parents totally hooked him up with a head start.
His whole life. And I'm going to tell you,
He's been missing since Tuesday, they say. He's been missing since Tuesday, they say, and it's Friday.
Yeah.
Friday is when they bring this to their attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No. And the sister, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, look, if I was the sister, if I was her, and I was the only same person in that whole DNA pool, hell yeah, I'd go talk. I'd go on TV and say, I have not talked to them. I ain't seen them.
Right.
We don't even spend Thanksgiving or Christmas together. You know? What you want to know? They're crazy. You know? I mean, I think it's great that she spoke up. You know? Who's to say she's not telling the truth? She's the only one talking. You know? So, no, it just...
I agree with that. I mean, I just don't have any reason, just because she's the sister, it's not enough reason for me to think that she's a liar.
Right.
You know?
They have matching DNA. You know, they got some DNA chromosome things going on. That doesn't mean that she does not know that she's not telling the truth. Now, she could be lying. She could be just like that DNA pool. But I haven't seen anything that she is. From the parents, their whole, you know what? Okay. Southern women, okay? What in the hell has happened to damn morals?
Yeah.
These parents, I don't give a two damns about the law. I don't give a shit. The moral right thing to do.
You teach your kids to do the right thing. That's what you do. You teach your kids to do the right thing.
They bankrupt this little shit's whole life. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah. This whole generation, man. That whole generation of kids their age. You know, like it's that's why we're at where we're at.
I know.
That's why everything is the way that it is right now, because everybody, this whole generation is full of this whole feel sorry for me, and I always have something wrong, and I have an excuse for every action.
And I had a hard childhood. Show me one person that ain't.
Come on.
Damn.
Right. That's right.
Okay. And another thing is, I'm going to tell you another thing. When my daughter turned 18, let me tell you, I sat her down. I said, I love you to death. I said, but only two things have changed since you turned 18. I said, you can vote, and if you get in trouble, you go to big girl jail, and Mom ain't bailing you out.
Yep.
That's the two things that changed in my house. As long as you're living underneath my roof.
I got arrested when I was 17.
Sat your ass in jail.
I remember I got arrested when I was 17, and my mom came down with my stepdad to get me out of the station.
Oh,
they came down because they called her. Now, my mom tried to say, and she wanted me to see it. She tried to say, leave him in here. You know what I'm saying? Leave him in here. I don't want to take him. He needs to learn his lesson. But the cops were like, well, now we can charge you with if you leave him here and you choose to leave him here, we can charge you with neglect. And so she was like,
give me $250 and let me go. Shit.
I mean, that's how I was brought up, man. You know, like
Hey,
that's
make
you
hay.
need to be brought up, and you know, you need to be our generation. Our generation, not this generation, but our generation was brought up to take accountability, to be to be an independent person.
Exactly.
You know, and understand that life isn't fair, and then do what you got to do. You know, to deal with life as it comes.
But see,
It's all
they
in how
never
you handle life.
I guarantee you they never taught him how to handle life. I guarantee you they didn't. And
No,
you know,
no, they just they hushed him. They hushed him with video games and electronics his whole life. Bought him whatever he wanted just to hush him. I'm sure.
Okay, and her best friend that said that Gabby had gone over to her place probably 7 to 10 times over the past year. Okay, because she just had to get away. He heard audible voices. He'd lose his shit. I mean, just super, super controlling. Super controlling. So, like, well, I couldn't be with anybody like that. But if I was, and he asked me to marry him on a road trip, I'd be like, yeah. And then I'd be thinking in my head, hell no. No. I'm going to tell you this right now because you're hearing voices, but no, this ain't happening. And she told her girlfriend that she didn't know about them, and I think that's why her dad, her biological dad, moved to Florida to be closer to her, because I think she did confide into someone, maybe in the family, that things weren't as great at Bra's house and with Bra as it looked. As it looked
Right.
on YouTube on her channel. I really do think that. I really do.
See,
and it might have been the best friend that said, hey, I'd call my best friend's parents if I was that young, and I'd say, hey, don't say anything, but you need a heads up, because, I mean, you just watch out for your friends. I mean, she could be mad at
opinion. I'm of the opinion at this point, what do you think about because we're talking about the kids their age today and their sense of entitlement and being coddled. We're talking about that. Now I'm wondering because I think that in theory, these two thought it would be a great idea to have this van life, right? As they hashtag, right? Van life. But the thing is it takes a certain gumption to be able to have to handle the van life. You don't just drop everything that you're spoiled with, that you take for granted, and then all of a sudden do that. I mean, now kudos to them for making the van livable. She did it. She seemed to do a great job with that.
Yeah,
but
and they said that
the
she
thing
did it
is
economically.
I think what got to them, and I think what caused them to argue and caused them to break down, was they didn't have the gumption for that kind of lifestyle. They were camping and it sucked for them. They were, bugs and you heard this dude complaining about flies.
Yeah.
Right. So
you gotta pay $5 to get a shower. Really? Ooh, damn, I can't do that. No, no. But it's like, I mean, I could totally see my daughter doing that. She's like, I swear, when I saw her, I was like, oh my God. And she has that, I mean, she works, she just moved to Alabama and Roll Tide and all that. But, I just think that she would have tried to do that. I mean, she would have tried that. And I mean, I would have probably hung on her leg and said, don't do it at 22. But, what can you do?
Yeah, I don't think that they have that they have the stuff, to be to live that kind of lifestyle. And they got at each other's throats real easily, probably blaming each other for anything that's going on that they didn't expect to deal with. and then it became a volatile situation. That's that's my theory. And then dude ended up doing something awful. Thank you so much, Veronica, for the
I'm
super
changing my
sticker.
earbud. Okay. Can't say something to see if I can hear you. Oh, did I freeze you? Say something.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So, yeah, has the family spoken out about her supposed diagnosis? My son has the same two things she said she had, and from what I saw on the cam, she was in a state that would have concerned me greatly. What I saw was somebody who was afraid. That's what I saw. I saw somebody who was afraid, and she was and she was.
Hold on 1 second, Will. Hold on 1 second. My earbud's dying. Oh, hold on. Go night night, Sissy.
Well, I mean, see, that's ridiculous too, man. I don't care what your mental state is. Two people aren't meant to be locked in a tiny space for months on end. Dr. Drew said that they had been on the road for a couple of years, not months though. What? No. First of all, that's wrong. And but you know, but saying that two people aren't meant to be locked in a tiny space for months on end. Well, if two adults chose that lifestyle, then sure. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now I got
if
you
two
back.
adults chose that lifestyle, then sure.
Yeah, I didn't have you for a minute. But you know, another thing, if they're not getting along and then you put them in if you put them, in close quarters, you can't get away. You can't go to another room. And you have to put on this kind of facade, like van life is just free and easy, and you're doing that for your channel.
Well, and I see people saying I think she was afraid of him. The reason why I think so too, Julie Christian, the reason why I do too is because at no point, and I thought it was extremely telling that at no point did he beg or ask if there's some other way other than her getting arrested. As soon as they said that they were probably going to arrest her, he almost seemed like he had a sigh of relief.
Mm-hmm.
He almost seemed like like he didn't put up any type of, he just accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He just accepted it.
And at no point did he say, no, I want her to have the hotel room because I don't want her as a woman to be sleeping alone in a van tonight.
Right.
Didn't say that either.
Nothing of the sort. He didn't do anything to try to help her in that situation.
And she even told the officer, I don't drive this. I'm uncomfortable. I don't drive the van. He drives the van. She told the cop that. And I mean, I love police officers. Love them to death. Okay? But
they were trying to go by the book. They were trying to go by the book. And I can imagine in that part of Utah, they probably don't see a lot of action. So
that's true. But and then in the police report they said, something about, she's in mental distress. Okay, well, let's hand her the keys to a killing machine that she can kill people with in her mental distress and crying, and have her drive away. That makes no sense. Why not let her have the hotel room? That's what just kills me. That just chaps me real bad.
Welcome, Veronica.
So, well, all right, well, thank you for letting me come on.
Well, I appreciate your insight, Diane McCall. Thank you.
All right, I'm ever in East Tennessee, I'll buy you a beer. If you're ever in West Tennessee, I'll buy you some barbecue. Okay?
I love it.
All right. All right, have a good night. I'll be listening.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Diane McCall. Wasn't she just refreshing? She really was. She really was. Yeah, it wasn't a choice. Yeah, it wasn't a choice. No, there's not. Because I've actually wondered that too. I've actually wondered that too. Let's see. I've noticed in today's world a lot of people in their late 40s and 50s that never bought a home or lost a home or buying campers and living. Yeah, it's a very common thing to do these days. It's not very common for people their age, but like you said, like for retirees and whatnot, yeah. Now I find it is interesting. Like I said, I talked about this before. There's a whole subculture of people who do this, where they will convert either a school bus or a van to be livable, and just, you know. Now I believe that their plan was to create this YouTube channel. She seemed to do a really good job with the editing, because that video is really well done. And I believe that they could have had a really good channel, and it could have turned out to be very lucrative. What's up, German lady? Interesting. So I really think this is possible trafficking because of the other couple killed. Utah, small limited crime, but Southern Utah is a big trafficking, and you wouldn't even know it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the trafficking's pretty big in most places in the United States right now, and nobody's talking about it. And that's a serious, serious problem. But also, there's an issue with that statement. Unfortunately, when it comes to the other couple, they're not connected. The spokesperson for law enforcement has already stated that the two cases are not connected. It's just a coincidence. Jeremy M, what's up, homie? Yeah, how can somebody with that much anxiety have the patience to edit a video? I don't edit videos. My channel would probably grow significantly if I just took the time to learn how to edit videos and edit them and make premieres and do them like Josh. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Just like anywhere. I mean, there's always bad places everywhere. Like in the Summer Wells case, they're right near Kingsport, Tennessee. Kingsport, Tennessee has a lot of crime. It's real bad. This is like, yeah, I mean, dude, I've never seen so many meth heads, man. It's real bad. And you could spot a meth head like that. They are the most obvious people. And they come out in the summertime a lot. You don't see much of them in the winter, right? But in the summertime, man, they just come out of nowhere. Like there's these little woods that I cut through sometimes. There's a little trail. It's maybe not even just a few hundred feet. And you know, once in a while, sometimes I'm walking at night and I use my flashlight on my phone, and they'll just be like out of nowhere, some meth head will pass me and just be all, what's up, man? You know, and I'll just be like, yeah, okay, bye. You know, but that's just scary, man. It's crazy. Like their teeth go away. It's just, you could just spot them. You can tell a tweaker. You could just spot them. Yeah. I live around Knoxville as well, Julie Christian. And it's it's real bad. It's real bad. Dude, like you go to a Pilot gas station, right? You go to a Pilot gas station, in some parts, like I'm telling you, you'll see sharps containers for waste, for needles, for used needles. I mean, it's great that they put them there. It's just sad that they that they feel that they need to do it. Jeremy M, welcome. Wow, Josh is still alive. Let's listen in on Josh real quick. Let's do that. You guys want to check out Josh's live real quick? I am the hitchhiking thing. I'm gonna need him to explain that to me before I really form an opinion on it.
For all your, a lot of people had some really great things to say. Some
It
people
looks like he's wrapping it up.
Knew a lot. I really, really appreciate this. Remember the drive, the circle, the Yellowstone, everything that gets creepy and crazy because they saw in Utah, then didn't see her, and when he was at the bar, and then 4 days later hitchhiking. This is where this lives right now. So it's crazy. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Make sure you head over to Jordan McKay's YouTube channel and follow them. They're awesome. They have some great content. And yes, we are going to bring back some more anti-ex-Mormon stuff. We will, I promise. But let's see if we can get this figured out and help where we can. I don't know if we can, but talking about this seems.
But yeah, man. This has just gotten insane. This has just gotten insane. Because now dude is in a position to where he gets to play victim, right? You know, which is totally what he comes off to me as the type to do. And it's really, I don't think she was seen hitchhiking. Brian was supposedly picked up by a TikToker, conveniently enough, hitchhiking. So, yeah, she wasn't seen hitchhiking, I don't think. So the comment was deleted, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. So this troll Pepperoni says, is there a hotline for girls who like to be abused and keep going back to the boyfriend? Well, obviously you're hinting at victim blaming here, which we don't like, which is why your comment was deleted. But if you noticed, yeah, I did post a hotline for people who are abused, and however they deal with it, there's that hotline there that they can reach out to. So whatever their situation may be, there's a hotline that you can reach out to. So with your sarcastic little shitty comment, well, that's my answer for it. Okay. Yeah. She's saying that, yeah, this TikToker saying that he offered $200 to pay for the ride, which she says she found odd, which is true. Because what's really interesting, you guys know what got me into true crime was my friend's murder. You can Google it. It's the Joe Cool murders. My friend Scott Gamble was murdered on that boat, and it was a similar situation, except these guys, what they did, they offered my friend and his half brother Jake $4,000 for a boat ride from Miami to Bimini, which $4,000 for that, I mean, that should have tipped them off. Now, obviously, I'm not blaming my friends for getting murdered, but you know, and I'm surprised because Scott, he was a lot more street smart than that. He was a lot more street smart than that. He should have seen that was something seriously wrong with that. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, they accepted the offer, and they as soon as they got out into you know, far enough waters, these two animals shot and killed everyone on the boat, and then threw everybody overboard, and then they were found later. The two guys were found later in a dinghy because they couldn't figure out how to drive the boat that they were trying to steal. So see, that's interesting. So why? Yeah. So if she took a picture, why hadn't she shown the picture? You know what I mean? If she took a picture of them, why, you know, I mean, obviously, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, first of all, I'm not picking up hitchhikers. First of all, there's no scenario where I imagine myself picking up a hitchhiker when I'm out in the middle of nowhere. That's just not, no. Even if I'm a passenger in a car and the driver's like, oh, let's pick up that hitchhiker. No, don't do that. Not with me in the car. Don't do that. No, you're not picking up a hitchhiker. But, you know, if for whatever reason I do pick up a hitchhiker, first thing I'm doing, taking a picture of them with my phone, and I'm sending it to somebody, letting them know, hey, we picked up this hitchhiker. If anything happens to us, this is the guy. Thank you, Dee Marie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she actually says that she took. I haven't even really listened to her. It just seems all too convenient, you know, listening because if they're not even mentioning her in mainstream media, they're not even mentioning her in mainstream media. You know, that's my go-to is mainstream media, not even tabloid media. Like I wouldn't listen to anything regarding Watts. Right. I wouldn't listen to anything regarding Watts because it was all coming from tabloid media. And I just don't take that as fact. I don't find them to be credible news sources. So if I don't hear the mainstream media discussing, and I don't really find the mainstream media to be a credible news source either, but if I don't hear in mainstream media this girl being mentioned, to me, she just seems like somebody who's trying to get clicks and views on our TikTok, you know. I'm just not buying it. Dirty laundry. I like it. Why didn't I think of that? I mean, that applies to the whole family, dude, except for maybe the sister. But that applies to the whole family. Dirty laundry. I don't do cooking classes. They're not classes. I just kind of talk while I cook. I haven't done that in a while. And I actually just made that pasta again, like last night. And once I get off here, I'm gonna heat some of it up. I'm gonna like destroy it. That's happening. Let's read this comment. I blame the police and FBI. How do you allow the only person who can tell you anything because the CIA doesn't allow you to use their gadgets to just disappear? It's amateur hour in Northport. I mean, I'm not ready to say that I blame them for anything, but I'm going to say that it seems like they definitely dropped the ball. They took the family's word when they said, yeah, he's here at home. And now they're saying we haven't seen him since Tuesday. Okay. I meant to say the one that picked him up hitchhiking turned it into the FBI. I mean, but you know what I mean? Why not just send the picture? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't she show the picture? It's her picture. You know what I mean? It's not like there's one copy of a paper photograph that she turned over to the FBI and they have it. No, man. She took a picture with her phone. I'm sure the police didn't seize her phone, to search her entire phone. That doesn't make any sense. It's possible that they did, just to be thorough, but well, I don't know about all that because they said they knew where he was and now they don't. So Jeremy, it was a class for me. I'm a terrible cook. I'm not that great of a cook either, man. Like I throw a lot of garlic on everything. I'm not that great of a cook, but I like to cook. But I only have so many dishes that I cook. I don't dabble in a lot of stuff and different recipes and whatnot. Okay, she didn't take a picture. Kansas Sunflower says. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just gonna dismiss the picture situation as, a rumor. How do you know that? Where did you hear that from? I'd like to know where you heard that from. Brian and his family moved out all Gabby's things to a storage. Why? Why would they do that? And I need proof of that. I haven't heard that anywhere but you saying that so far. Exactly. You got to use your eyes, people. Okay, so he went home to help his dad empty the storage unit. Okay. No, I didn't see that. I did not see that. That's infuriating, man. I feel like by now she would have came forward. There's so much. I mean, why would Brian, her family, and then hide from her, Brian, his family, and then hide from her family and put her family through all this with the entire country's focused on the Laundrie family, the dirty Laundrie family. The entire country is zoomed in on them right now. So, why would she put them through that? Why would she put her family through the torture of not knowing where she is? It doesn't make sense that this would be a hoax. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, and not to mention, yeah, yeah, not to mention all of the manpower that's out there searching for her. And they don't even know if they're searching in the right place. How do you do that? How do you do that, Brian Laundrie? How do you let all of these people with families out there in probably what's dangerous terrain? Why would you put them all through the hassle of searching and not even giving a hint as to where they should be searching? It makes no sense. No, it's not. M. Wills, it's not. You know why it's not? Because none of it adds up to what's happening right now. None of that leads up to this, that she had a breakdown or something like that, or if it was a suicide or anything of that nature. Everything points to Brian knowing exactly what happened to her and probably having some hand into it. Most likely having a hand in it, because otherwise he would not just lawyer up and he wouldn't take off. Well, I mean, if he supposedly if he's missing, then if they know that he's there, then he's not missing. Okay, great. I'm not doubting that. What I'm saying is it doesn't make sense that he would lawyer up and shut down and not cooperate with law enforcement. He's done nothing wrong. There's no law being broken by him. Why would he not just cooperate with law enforcement and say, hey, she took off. I don't know where she went. Why wouldn't he say that? No, it's likely something happened. It's likely something, not possible that something happened. It's likely that something happened. Thanks, Jeremy M. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nobody's arguing his right to do what he's doing. Nobody's arguing his constitutional right to do what he's doing. What we're arguing is that he's clearly guilty of something. Oh, Jeremy, thanks for the PayPal, buddy. Appreciate that. I mean, that's possible. That's possible. But even still, like, there's just no, I mean, if that's the case, okay, if that's the case, that is still no excuse for him not explaining this to law enforcement, cooperating with law enforcement, and giving this family some sort of closure. There's no excuse for that. Mary Lopez, hey, long time no see. How are you? Yeah, and then he takes off. Now law enforcement saying that he's missing too. Now they're searching for 2 missing people, not just 1, 2. Hey, Barry Lopez, welcome. This doesn't make any sense at all. There's nothing that anybody's going to tell me that this guy's actions are in some way understandable right now. It makes no sense at all that he would not cooperate with law enforcement and give this family some closure. There's no excuse for that. Now I wonder about this. You're saying they dropped the ball. And somebody mentioned earlier, well, the FBI doesn't drop the ball. Well, maybe let's entertain that idea for a second. Let's say the FBI does not drop the ball, which I don't know them to, but I'm sure they have once in a while. You know, I mean, they're made up of human beings. So, but what I'm thinking, what if because the public is so angry, in order to protect him, law enforcement has deemed him as missing to try to get the attention off of the house, off of the dirty laundry house? What if that's the objective right now? What if that's the strategy, is just to get the attention off of the laundry house? Some they say that he's missing and they don't know where he is, so that they, because they're probably getting death threats. I mean, bottom line is, dude, if the Wells family was getting death threats, I guarantee you that this family is probably getting death threats. Yeah, he's probably there at the house, and they're just saying he's missing just to get people off his case. And I don't condone any harassment of this family at all whatsoever, but I do absolutely and totally encourage the people of that neighborhood to demand where she is. If he's going to exercise his constitutional right to not speak, Mary Lopez, again, thank you. If he's going to exercise his constitutional right to not speak, then the people have a constitutional right to assemble outside of their home and demand that they produce answers. Squirrel Dive, welcome. Thank you. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Okay, Scott Watson, you're a moron. Listen, people, you make stupid comments in my chat, you subject yourselves to the possibility of being called stupid. Okay? Stupid is as stupid does or says. Yeah, I mean, calling it a hoax is just the stupidest thing in the world. There's nothing that makes sense about this being a hoax. This dude would not lawyer up and run if this was a hoax. His parents would not be going through this. She would not be putting his parents through this, and she would not be putting her own parents through this. Check out All Trails app. Shows Gabby's location updated to Puerto Rico a few hours ago. It also has Brian still in Northport. This app relays location in the background. Any opinion on that? Yeah, I think you're full of shit. That's my opinion on that. So all of a sudden, there's just this app where we get to locate these people who we don't have their phone numbers and we don't have anything. Law enforcement has not made a statement on any of this. Look it up. Ridiculous. Yeah, I agree. I agree. She's totally out of his league too, man. Totally. Girls like that nowadays, though, man. Used to be, man, girls like men, you know? Girls like rugged. It used to be that. Now, like, the softer a dude is, the more attractive he is for some reason. It's the weirdest thing. Thoughts on the police that pulled him over in Utah? I think that they were trying to work by the book. You have to understand that they couldn't have foreseen this coming. This was before any of all this happened. So, you know, you have to take that into consideration when you watch that body cam footage, that there's no way they could have seen any of this coming. So I think that they tried to handle everything by the book, the way that they were supposed to handle things by the book. Oh man, I love my Discord people, dude. Look, we have so much fun in Discord. Like, we have so much fun in Discord. Let's see. Can the parents get in any trouble for lying to law enforcement about his whereabouts, unless you're right about him hiding out in the house? Well, the thing is he's not a fugitive. So I don't know if they can be charged with that. Now, if he becomes a fugitive, I'm sure there could be charges brought on them. But currently, he's not a fugitive. Currently, he's simply a person of interest and in having information on a missing person. That's it. That's it. I'd be interested in hearing that too, actually. I'd be interested in hearing that too, actually. But Nick Rekieta, he's vocalized his despise for true crime. So I don't know if he's going to jump on this or not. And I don't think that he handles criminal law. So, I mean, but I don't know. But I would still love to hear his insight on it. But I'm just saying I wouldn't hold my breath in that happening. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, I'd like to have that much faith in the FBI and in law enforcement that this is just some ploy to just get to keep his life from being quite as in danger. Because I'm telling you right now, that's the most hated dude in America right now. Easily. without a doubt. Besides Joe Biden, that dude is the most hated dude in America. Yeah, it's not the same at all. It's not the same at all. But the thing is they have to classify him as technically missing because he is not a criminal. According to law enforcement, he is not considered a criminal. He is not expressed or he has not broken any laws to their knowledge. So yeah, I'm not saying all that either, crazy white boy. Yeah, yeah. Come back from that far right that you're at, and just come meet us here somewhere in the middle. You're welcome here. Just keep that far right stuff far to the right. Leave it there, because we're not over there right now. Yeah, nobody took Brian anywhere. Nobody took Brian. I mean, it's possible. Wouldn't that be a twist? What if somebody actually nabbed Brian and has him somewhere in a warehouse beating the hell out of him trying to get Gabby's location? What if that's happening? Yeah, I agree, Tom Riddle. I agree 100% that people start thinking about these people as characters in some Lifetime movie, and it's ridiculous. And they don't but that's what makes this case so interesting, is because right now the biggest concern is Gabby and her family. The very things that we tend to forget about when we follow these cases or even cover these cases. I don't, but what many YouTubers do, is they start throwing stones before, and they're not thinking about victims or their families and how it's possibly going to affect them. But in this case, America's concern is Gabby's family right now. Why are you not telling them where they are, Brian? Laundrie family, why are you keeping this to yourselves? Yeah, me too. I like her dad too a lot. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, did anybody watch that? The clickbait series on Netflix, the little mini series, clickbait. That was crazy. What a weird ending that was. Like what a weird outcome that turned out to be. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was like the greatest thing in the world, But it's interesting. Like what if some crazed true crime lunatic fanatic like nabbed this dude and is like trying to beat the truth out of him as we speak. Like that, what do you call it? It's like a cross between clickbait and that one movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman. Y'all know what movie I'm talking about? That was a good movie, dude. And I can't think of the name of it. But it was on HBO Max, I think, for a while, or Hulu. I don't know. But I watched it. It's funny. I can't remember the name of it, and I've watched it a couple of times. Because Hugh Jackman's acting is great. And Jake Gyllenhaal's acting in this is great too. Prisoners. Thank you. That was the name of it. Prisoners. Man, that movie was frustrating, right? That movie was so frustrating to watch because I totally understood where the dad was coming from. I mean, and you got the Dano kid. What's his name? Oh, Jinxie? Jinxie's doing good. What's up, dude? Hey. You're a good boy. He's a good boy. Look, now I gave him some attention. He's going to come back over here. He's going to want more. The baby. He's a baby boy. I'm going to break your legs, Jinx. Because apparently I do that. Yeah, it turned out that there's no connection between the two. Law enforcement has confirmed that there is no connection between these two cases. Paul Dano, yeah, thank you. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I will probably be live again tomorrow. Might have some updates on the Sophie case. Not totally sure. But as far as I know, Michael is still on the lam with Sophie, and I don't know what's going on. We haven't discussed it. But I might have some new information regarding that case. But as this case develops, me along with a lot of other channels are going to be talking about this. So I appreciate everybody logging in and listening and contributing to the chat and all of your support. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. I love you. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.